Hi, everybody. I am getting ready to do a 3-card pull. So it's a single card, okay? Today's Wednesday, and I think I really would like to do these at least once a week, but definitely on Wednesdays. Eventually, I want to get to the point where I go live on YouTube and then post the YouTube link to Facebook at the same time so that it can be it's better. The last time I did a Facebook Live, it was horrific. So I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to wait till I can do it through YouTube. Right now my account is like being on hold, blah, 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 blah. So I figured I will do this now where I'm pre-recording it. But then I'm hoping, like I said, next week will be live and it will still be posted for anybody to watch, even if they can't make a live event. Okay, so today I'm pulling 3 different cards from the Power of Surrender deck. I really like this Oracle deck, mostly because it speaks to the need for us to do one of 2 things. Either surrender the bad things, right? Surrender it to God, surrender it to the universe. For me, it's giving it to God, right? Letting it go because it doesn't serve my best purpose. It causes me to stray from my path. So when I surrender negative self-esteem, I'm giving it to God. I'm saying I can't do this anymore. So I'm passing it off, right? So it is important that human beings surrender. They surrender resentment. That's a big one. It's letting go of resentment. Now, the opposite side, and I think the resentment, which I'm big on, surrendering resentment, is to surrender to forgiveness. Because what is at the other side of resentment? Well, it's forgiveness. So if you surrender your resentment and then surrender to forgiveness, both the act of forgiving and accepting forgiveness for yourself, I think that that's important. I picked this deck in particular for today because I did a reading this morning, and a natural consequence of readings is talk, and I'm a coach, so readings are often a really good launch point for coaching, but resentment comes up, and it came up, and in such a way where it was clearly inhibiting this person's ability to move forward, with her life. So, and it was just a really good reminder that I really do need to focus on putting together that group that is specifically about surrendering resentment and then surrendering to forgiveness. So at any rate, that is why I chose this deck, because it was a really powerful reminder of the importance of surrender. So this deck was created by Dr. Judith Orloff out of California, and she has a great book that also goes with this deck. Again, The Power of Surrender cards. It is really transformative. When you take these cards, one card at a time, you can really make dramatic changes in your life. It's kind of like coaching in a box, right? So, yeah, definitely something to look into. You can find these cards on Amazon if you want. So what I would like you guys to do, whoever's watching, is to kind of focus on a number. Like I said, I'm going to only choose 3 cards. So if you're kind of feeling a 1, a 2, a 3, whatever it is, you keep that in your mind, and I will start to pull those 3 cards momentarily. So I'm going to pull card number 1. Now, of course, any of these could be relevant to you or none of them. So it's okay. Either way, it could just mean that today's message is really impactful and all of them belong to you. Or it could be that, hey, today, nothing for you to see here. Okay. All right. So card number 1 is surrender your fear of intimacy. Okay. And it says on the card, you are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. So this card is really going towards the person who has had a hard time being vulnerable, okay? Who desperately wants love, who feels love, but because they are unable or unwilling to be truly vulnerable and therefore intimate, love eludes them. So if you are this person, it's time to look at yourself with compassion and with love, okay? None of us is perfect. We all get into cycles that are unhealthy. We've all made bad choices. But your past bad choices, see, they should serve as lessons and not as carte blanche acceptance of the inevitability of your cycle. This is your opportunity to change. Okay, this is saying that it's time. You're ready. You just have to make it happen. Okay, so love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you deserve love and that you are able to be vulnerable. And that intimacy is a risk that we all take. But if we are in the quest for true love, it is really the only thing that we have. Okay, if we're not giving of ourselves, we aren't able to accept, and our love cannot grow. So if you chose card number 1, surrender your fear of intimacy. Take a risk, be vulnerable. Okay. So card number 2 for today. Oh, surrender the habit of people pleasing. So again, you want to give this away. You want to get rid of this habit. You want to surrender it outside of yourself, okay? Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So these cards are fairly self-explanatory, but often we need to understand the point. Why are we being faced with this today? Well, perhaps it's gotten to the point where you have put yourself second, third, fourth, or not even on the list for so long, and you have made it such a habit of pleasing everyone else and their mother that you have lost sight of who you are. You may find yourself out of alignment with your purpose. And you may be struggling with just being happy in general because you're so focused on what everybody else is thinking and what everybody else is feeling. And if that makes them happy. This card is releasing you. It's giving you permission to stop, to telling people no, to saying, no, I can't do that. It is not in my best interest. Or, no, I don't want to do that. We often think that we're being selfish when we say no. We think it's, the height of selflessness to be the yes man and to please everybody. But ultimately, it's actually quite selfish because we're kind of faking it. We're kind of like, oh, well, if we are this perfect person to everyone else, we are worthy. But you're cheating yourself. Okay, you're cheating yourself from being truly who you are and embracing all the good that you are for yourself. There's a great saying, you can't, what is it? If you don't, oh my gosh, at any rate, I can't remember the thing, but you can't help anybody else if you're depleted. That's the whole point. Whatever the saying is, you'll probably know what it is. Post below because I'll forget, and I already have. But if you can stop trying to please everybody else, maybe you'll finally find some joy and some happiness. And so then when you set the boundaries that are necessary, you can truly pick and choose the things that are in the best alignment with who you are and your need to have other people be happy. Okay? So if you chose card number 3, this is surrender to rest and sleep. So this is surrendering to something. Perhaps you've been pretty stressed lately. You've been going at 100 miles an hour. Well, this is telling you it's time to take a rest. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time, peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Remember, this kind of goes in with the other people pleasing. If you're constantly running, you will eventually go on, you will be empty. You need to take the time to heal yourself, to rest, to be alone, to nurture your mind, your body, your spirit. Because remember, it's all connected. Okay? I know that we have a lot going on in our lives, and I know that people depend on us for whatever reason. But eventually, if you burn out, you're not going to be good for anyone. Not for yourself and not for the people that love you most. So this card is telling you, take a break. Whether it's taking a nap on a Saturday afternoon or going to the mall by yourself or taking a walk around the park or going away for a while. It's time to take that rest. It's time to find some relief from the daily stressors and the constant demands on your life. So this was card number 3. Now, like I said, next week I'd like to do these live, and if anybody does pop on, I can pull a card for them. But if nobody's on, there will always be 3. So even when you know that it's coming, just, 1, 2, 3, and then the card will come. You can always contact me in between for these events. These are purely oracle, and it's obviously very quick. So, take what you will. But if any of this has kind of sparked your interest, contact me for a reading. I'm also a life coach. So if something requires more attention and you need help with setting intentions and creating a plan of action so that you can manifest your goals and dreams, I'm here for that too. So please contact me for any information or any questions, and I'd be happy to help you navigate through any difficult time you have. All right. Thanks so much for stopping in. I love all of you. I'm so grateful for you. Take care. Bye.